Hello, oil enthusiasts. Hold on to your diffusers because it's about to get wild and fragrant in here. In today's episode, we are continuing our 10-part mini series about the best oils to have on hand for all of life's emergencies. This is number 5 out of our 10-part series. Make sure to stick around till the end for our scoop of the day. Welcome to the Essential Oil Scoop, where we're all about sass, class, and a whole lot of plant-based fun. I'm your host, Vicki Labrelia, and I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Sarah Sipos. Together, we're going to be your guides to the world of essential oils. And trust us, there's no better team for the job. With my passion for natural wellness and Sarah's encyclopedia-like knowledge of essential oils and our sparkling wit and charm, we'll be diving into the world of essential oils, giving you all the tips, tricks, and the juicy scoop that you need to make the most of these potent plant extracts. Don't forget to share, like, save, subscribe, and follow our podcast so you get notified every time we upload a new episode. So grab your favorite oils and your favorite drink. Put on your listening ears and let's get ready to have some fun with essential oils. Today's topic, my friends, is all about Breathe. Breathe is our respiratory blend. And Sarah, I am so excited to learn from you today.
I love Breathe. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I get through certain seasons of the year without Breathe. Breathe is definitely one of our favorites. So obviously Breathe, it's just like its name, right? It helps you to breathe better. It helps support that respiratory system. I mean, it's kind of a self-explanatory, like when somebody's like, oh, I have, some issues with my respiratory system, I'm like, well, you should use Breathe. And they're like, I do breathe. And I was like, no, no, no. Like you should use Breathe. You should use the Breathe oil blend. It's a blend. Um, so it is one of the best oils. So let me just tell you really quick what's in it. It has a laurel leaf, which I don't know if we even talk about that much, but laurel leaf, it has peppermint, eucalyptus, tea tree, lemon, cardamom, and raven tessera. Those are like the top main ingredients. It also has raven Sarah, not to be confused with ravent Sarah. Those are two actually different plants, cousins, but plants. And they have been all used pretty much traditionally to help with promoting clear breathing, any respiratory support, and respiratory discomfort, because they all have very high menthol concentrations, which obviously helps. We all know that menthol concentration helps with breathing discomfort and kind of respiratory issues. I personally use this thing year round. So I am from upstate New York. I was born and raised in upstate New York, and I have noticed we've lived all over the country, and I've noticed that I have more seasonal issues in certain places versus other places that I've lived. I
And
never
why do you
really,
think that is, Sarah? Why do you think it changes and it's
well,
such a vast scale of respiratory issues?
I think because you're used to, okay, your body gets used to certain areas that you've lived. And for some people, it's like they've lived in an area all their life and they still have seasonal issues, right? But
Mhm.
for me, I had a test when I was a kid, and it told me all the things that I was going to have issues with. And I have noticed that when I live in areas, especially with goldenrod, I have massive issues when there is a goldenrod near me. And here in Indiana, I definitely have noticed a lot of goldenrod. So that's what I have issues with. And I know that. I know that. So when I see those beautiful little yellow plants on the side of the road, I just shake my head and try not to breathe in too deeply, and hopefully we'll drive past them fast, or I roll up my window or
Yeah,
something to like,
absolutely. You could think it's for its beauty, but you don't go near it. Yeah.
yeah. So I definitely use Breathe essential oil during that time, especially when they're blooming in full bloom growth mode, when it has the most pollen. Um, so I definitely use Breathe all year long, and we keep. Well, I'll talk about the little Breathe vapor stick for just a quick quick second. We keep that in our car. Because it's just something really quick and easy to just roll on. And now that we don't live in Florida, we don't have to worry about it melting because it is a more gel-like substance. So we don't have to worry about it melting in Indiana because it's too dang cold here to melt anything. So we do like to keep that in the car, and I don't know, it's a great oil that we really like to use all the time. We put it in our diffusers, we rub it onto our chests, on the bottoms of our feet. This was one of those oils that I never questioned it. When somebody handed it to me for the first time and I used it, I didn't question it because in a small town in Idaho that we used to live in, there was a local pharmacist who made this thing called Daniel's croup ointment. And if you know what I'm talking about, if you're from Idaho, if you're from that little small town in Idaho, if you know, right? Like you'll know that, you know what I'm talking about. It was this amazing croup ointment that people would use, and everybody kept telling me, all these older people in town would be like, put it on the bottoms of your kids' feet. And I was like, you're so weird. What in the world?
What
And
is this witchcraft and
and
wizardry?
yeah, now I tell people all the time, hey, put oils on the bottoms of your feet. And I'm sure that people look at me the same way I looked at these older, wiser, more experienced, mature adults and thought the same thing. You crazy person, what are you putting this stuff on the bottoms of my kids' feet? However, it did work. And so when somebody said, use Breathe, you can also put it on the bottoms of your feet, I was like, of course you can. That makes sense to me. I don't know why, but that made sense to me in my brain because I used this other stuff, which had eucalyptus and peppermint and some of the other oils that are actually in this blend was actually in that croup ointment. And so we used that a lot when my kids were little before I was introduced to essential oils.
So these 8 oils alone are wonderful and very powerful to help our bodies do what it does best. And it wants to be in homeostasis. All of us, well, so when we're recording this podcast, it's March 2023, almost. We're a day almost into March. Lord have mercy, it is February, last day of February. That's what I meant to say. But anyways, my friends, we've all worn something over our mouth as of a couple years ago. And it starts with an M and ends in ask. Okay. So, my friends, I have used this oil blend called Breathe to help my respiratory expand and contract a lot easier and a lot smoother, because I don't know about you, but I felt like I was suffocating. Was I? No, but the feeling was still there. So therefore, my friends, this Breathe blend has been crucial to my wellness in the past few years. I would spritz or roll on the oil onto my mask before I put it on when I had to go outdoors, or I would apply it onto my chest before I had to leave and do, my life things. This respiratory blend is just that. It allows you to breathe easier. It allows your body all the mechanics that we are given, right? We are a well-oiled machine when we treat it well. And with this Breathe, I don't know about you, Sarah, but I feel like it just is smoother. There's a better transition.
Oh yeah.
And I'm so, so excited about it. What else? Hey, okay, you guys, did you know every day the average adult takes between 18,000 and 3,000 breaths, usually without even thinking about it? When I heard that, it blew my mind. But yet each breath is important. So studies suggest calmer and slower and more confident breathing patterns can have beneficial effects on overall wellness. Y'all, I don't know about you, but I really took that home. So when needed, you can use natural products like Breathe to help regain that feeling of clearer and easy breathing. My friends, it's as easy as that. This is a natural solution that you can incorporate into your daily life and use as needed. This oil blend is here for you. And girl, Sarah, let's share the scoop of the day. Take it away. I can't wait for you to share what you're about to say.
Okay. So A couple of different things. I got so much to say, Vicky. Man, I just like, can you just see me? I'm like vibrating out of my skin here. I've got so much to say. So one of the things I want to talk about for scoop of the day is the Breathe the Vapor Stick, because I kind of mentioned it. I snuck it in earlier if you
You
heard that.
did.
Um, it's one of my favorite products because first of all, they're small. They fit right in the palm. They fit kind of in the palm of your hand. They're small. I love them for that reason because they are small. You can stick them in your purse. You can stick them in your diaper bag, your go bags, your whatever. You can just shove them in pockets. They work everywhere. I love that stick because I love using it on little people. And, I don't know if you have small children in your life that sometimes have a hard time, and it's so hard to watch our babies suffer when they are, just having a hard time breathing, um, with their respiratory issues, whatever they may look like. And I love being able to use this and give this to other mom friends who have those littles in their lives that are struggling, and that they can put some of this on the skin because it is. First of all, only a small amount is needed, but second, it is already basically diluted with uh, extra things to keep it so you can use it on small bodies and little bodies, and you don't have to you don't have to use straight oil. This is already diluted perfectly for everybody, for big people, little people. And so I really like using this, and we put this on the bottoms of babies' feet, which I was kind of talking about earlier. And so that's one of my most favorite Breathe products to use. My other scoop of the day, we are going to drop in the show notes or into the description a great roller bottle recipe for seasonal power trio. So if you listened and tuned into our last podcast, we talked about seasonal threats a little bit, and we talked about lavender, and we talked about this idea of tries, or this trio of using lemon, lavender, and peppermint. So we've got a great roller bottle recipe for you for that. So I'm excited about that because that's one of my favorite ways to use those oils, and it really does help. Since we're talking about respiratory support, this is another way to help give support to your respiratory system. And then I think our other favorite is Breathe Drops. Vicky, you love the Breathe Drops.
I do. I really, really do love the Breathe drops. And I'm going to go back a moment though, because you were talking about the Breathe Vapor Stick. And let me tell you, it glides onto your skin. It doesn't leave a greasy or sticky film that a lot of the OTCs have. I don't know about you, but like before essential oils entered my life, I had a slew of OTCs, natural quote unquote OTCs to help my body. And one of them was, a rub or some form of stick like Breathe is. But I didn't want to put a shirt on to my chest because I didn't want to wake up the next morning and have this grease mark. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yes, I know
no,
exactly what you mean.
because it would ruin my shirts and I would be peeved to no end. So not with this. I had to drop that in because this vapor stick is legit amazing. Our littles, it's so beneficial. 'Tis the season for everything. Doesn't matter what time of year, the littles are going to get it. So, my friends, being able to have this vapor stick for yourself and your littles is just it's comforting. It's extremely comforting. Okay, so that was my little tidbit about the vapor stick. But you guys, the the Breathe respiratory drops encompasses everything you would need to support your respiratory system naturally and effectively. One of my hacks for you for the scoop of the day is to add one Breathe drop into a mug of hot water, add a little bit of honey. You have just now taken your lozenge and made it into a tea.
Oh, Vicky,
My
you
friend,
now you blew my mind, girl.
it is legit. We also have, ginger drops, and we also have on guard drops. And we'll talk about that more later down in the podcast series, or just in another episode. But let me tell you, the fact that I can take this on the go, Like, right? Not all of us, if we're at speaking events or, I'm on the phone and I don't want to breathe drop in my mouth, I can legit make a tea and it lasts forever. Add a little bit of your local honey, to help with the seasonal threats that may be upon us. It's great for your respiratory system, your lungs support, all the jazz. But my friends, this these breathe drops along with the breathe essential oil have really helped me during this the world events that have taken place in the last few years. It has really supported my respiratory system on a level that I didn't even know was available. Now, are you ready for one last thing? Because we can't end this episode without sharing this. I want y'all listeners, I want you to nod your head. I don't know, nod your head, raise your hand. I know I can't see it, but let me know if you are a snorer or if your loved one or somebody in your house is a snorer. And let me tell you, I have 2 dogs and both of them are snorers, but I snore like Mama Bear. You could hear me down the street, depending on what angle I'm on. Breathe is going to be your new best friend, let me tell you. Reflexology points, okay? Look it up. This is not the podcast for that at this time, but we all have reflexology points. I have learned in my years of using essential oils that adding a drop or two of Breathe essential oil onto my big toe has really decreased for me and others, and it doesn't work for everybody, but you should try it because it's natural and why not, has really helped my body to do whatever it needs to do in order for me not to snore. Sarah, have you done this before? Are you a snorer? Actually, I don't even know.
I am not unless I am congested. So of course, on those nights when I'm congested, I like to use my breathe, and using it in my diffuser. My dad is a huge snorer, so bad, like he has a CPAP type thing to help him with those issues. And so he likes to use breathe just a little bit under his nose, to help support him while he's got that apparatus crazy thing on. So we have used it for snores. Jason, he's a little bit of a snorer once in a while. Most of the time, just a good elbow in the rib will knock that off. So, you
Good old
know,
tried and true. Hey,
it works
stop.
great. If I was more diligent, but most of the time it's just a little nudge and it clears that up really fast. But Vicky,
Yes.
you gave us a little surprise for our show notes as well. You gave us a wonderful recipe for shower melts that we get to share with all of our listeners. So please make sure you check our description and see that the shower melt recipe as well as our seasonal power trio. We've got both recipes for you guys. Are going to be amazing to help support that respiratory system that we've been chatting about during this whole episode. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of the Essential Oil Scoop. We hope you have found this discussion informative and helpful. If you have any questions or topics that you would like us to cover in future episodes, please leave us a comment or reach out to us on social media. Don't forget to like, share, save, subscribe, and follow our podcast so that you get notified every time we upload a new episode. Until next time, stay healthy, keep using your essential oils to enhance your wellness journey, and we will talk to you really soon. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Be well, my friends. Bye.